sa oras na kami iyong tawagin sa langit. Ilayo niyo po kami at ang aming lipunan sa sakit. Gayon din ang panalangin namin sa mga may sakit na sila'y gumaling at bumalik sa kanilang normal na pamumuhay. Naway abutin po ninyo ang panalangin ito ang mga nasa kasulok-sulukan ng aming pamayanan at maabot sila ng mga salita mo para manaig ang kabutihan, katotohanan at pagmamahal namin sa aming bayan na aming itinataas sa iyo. Kanlungin ninyo at huwag pababayaan upang kami magpatuloy sa aming kasaganaan. Higit sa lahat, itinataas po namin sa inyo ang TVH Cool FM kasama ang pamunuan na to at lahat ng mga talento na maging instrumento ng kasiyahan, inspirasyon at tunay na serbisyo sa kabataan at sa sambay ng pamilyang Pilipino. Sa iyo, O Diyos, namin tinataas ang kalwalatian, karangalan at pasasalamat sa umagang ito. Ito po ang aming panalangin sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak at ng Espiritu Santo. Amen.
Magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay.
Panghilingang, duyan ka ng magiting. Sa manlulupi, di ka ba sisigil?
Sa dagat ang tulong, sa simoy at sa langit mong bugnaw. May dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal.
Ang iskap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidingding.
Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidilim.
Tuman ang araw ng walangit magsira. Joy ay langit sa Pinoy. Ang Bisaya na bangay marami.
Ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Ito ang ating panatang makabayan. Iniibig ko ang Pilipinas, aking lupang sinilangan, tahanan ng aking lahi. Kinukupkup ako at tinutulungang maging malakas, masipag at marangal. Dahil mahal ko ang Pilipinas, dirigin ko ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang tuntunin ng paaralan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng mamamayang makabayan, naglilingkod, nag-aaral at nananalangin ng buong katapatan. Ialay ko ang aking buhay, pangarap, pagsisikap sa bansang Pilipinas. Good morning! We welcome you to our daily broadcasting activities. This is radio station DZYW-FM 99.5, owned and operated by the TVH Group of Networks Incorporated, with license number BST-0059-2023 REN 0862 to expire on December 22, 2026. DZYW-FM studios are located at the TGON Building, Emerald Avenue, Ortigas Center, Pasig City, with transmitter at Antipolo City, Province of Rizal, operating under 99.5 MHz with a power of 50 kilowatts. DZYW-FM is maintained and operated by the following personnel, duly licensed by the Professional Regulation Commission and the Ministry of Communications. Electronics and Communications Engineers, Engineer Michael Flores, PECE number 0023599, Engineer Edgar Bernardo, ECE number 0069955, and Engineer Doroteo C. España, ECE number 0044489. First Class Radio and Telephone Operators, Christopher L. Arnaiz, 95-1 PNCR-24771. Ernesto D. Manugin, 94-1 PNCR-22552. Kingston M. Martinez, 2K-1PHN-35169, and Samantha E. Fernandez, 2K-1PHN-16963. This is your station. This is home. DZYWFM is 99.5 Cool FM Manila. Now signing on.
This is home, it's where we get along. This is home, and together we're strong. Oh, this is home. This is home, it's our town, it's our song. This is home, this is where we belong. Oh, this is home. Yeah, this is home.
Lahat ng drama, tawanan, balita, at all-time favorite music hits.
On air, online, on the ground.
Sa lungkot at ligaya, kami pa rin ang inyong kasama. We're the place where you truly belong. Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. Number 1 sa Mega Manila. Broadcasting live from Cool FM. This is koolNews Today.
Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. This is DZYW 99.5 Cool FM Manila. This is your station. This is home, and welcome to this special episode, to this special coverage of the ongoing Senate impeachment trial against VP Sara Duterte. We currently have words from the Senate President, Cheese Escudero.
Pagbobotohan po natin ito at ito'y masesettle sa pamamagitan ng botohan. Sino man ang manalo sa botohan, hindi nangangahulugang tama. Sino man ang matalo, hindi nangangahulugang mali. Iyon ang gusto ng nakararami. Gayon din sa mga opinion na inihahayag sa ngayon. Hindi porkit yan ang tingin ninyo, tama na kayo. Hindi porkit na hindi sang-ayon ang ibang tao sa inyo, mali na sila. Hindi po ganun yun. That I am not, or anyone here in the Senate is not on your side, does not mean that they are wrong and you are right. Only history will be the judge of that. Kaugnay naman ng mga legal na opinion. Dapat ganito, dapat ganyan, ito ang forthwith, dapat ngayon na, dapat bukas, pwede sa Miyerkules. Ang pwede lamang po naman magpasya ng legalidad niyan ay ang Korte Suprema. Hanggat hindi po nangyayari yan, malaya tayong pwedeng magdebate at sabihin ang ating kanya-kanyang posisyon na buong nabukas at buong pahintulot ang binigay ng Senado para mapakinggan yan. Hindi lamang sa iba't ibang social media platforms, pati dito sa plenaryo ng Senado. Again, Mr. President, before I conclude, I thank our colleagues for enunciating their opinion, their positions on this matter, and for the healthy debate that we saw and heard.
That was the voice of Cheese Escudero on his ongoing
ng Senado. Dahil sa dulo, tagapangulo man ako ng Senado, batikang senador ka man o baguhan, tigi-tigisa lang po tayo ng boto. Pantay-pantay po tayo pagdating sa kapasyang ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pasensya, sa oras, at paumanhin kung medyo mahaba-haba po ng konti ang aking mga sinambit na salita. Salamat po at salamat sa pasensya at sa oras na binigay ng ating Minority Floor Leader.
Maraming salamat, ang Pangulo natin Senado, punong mayorya, Majority Leader. Session suspended.
to proceed forward with. That's the entire appeal of the Filipino people on the ongoing Senate impeachment trial. Once again, welcome to koolNews today. I'm Stephen Iwan Del Sol for this special coverage. Senate Minority Leader Aquilino Pimentel III has formally asked the Senate to convene as an impeachment court to try the case against VP Sara Duterte. Taking the floor on Monday, Pimentel moved for the following: that the Senate's legislative business be suspended. The Senate already convened as the impeachment court at this very moment. That the Senate President immediately take his oath as the presiding officer of the impeachment court. That thereafter, the Senate presiding officer administer the oath or affirmation to all the members of the Senate now present. That the impeachment court then call the impeachment case against the VP and come up with a calendar for the trial thereof. That on June 10, 2025 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the impeachment court called the impeachment case for the presentation and reading of the articles of impeachment by the panel of prosecutors of the House of Representatives, and that thereafter the writ of summons be issued to the impeached officer. Senator Risa Hontiveros, the only member of the minority bloc, seconded Pimentel's motion. Outgoing Coco Pimentel said that, let me be clear, what we're discussing here is the constitutional duty of the Senate, not whether the impeached officer is guilty or not. The verdict comes later after the trial. Pimentel said in a question of privilege before making his motion. He added, what's important is that the trial's proceeding begin because that is what our constitution mandates. The minority leader is also warned that any further delay of the impeachment trial would not only undermine the Senate's explicit mandate in the constitution and own rules, but the chamber also risks eroding public trust in its capacity and capability to uphold the accountability of public officers and the rule of law. Pimentel also added, not only do many believe that the Senate is heading to a no-trial scenario, worse, many have opined that simply by inaction, by merely refusing to convene as the impeachment court, the Senate seems to believe that it can effectively dismiss or defeat an impeachment complaint filed and transmitted by the House of Representatives. The senator likewise lamented that because of the impeachment case against the VP, the Senate itself is now on trial. Pimentel said the reputation and dignity of this institution we hold so dear, painstakingly built up by many senators who have served before us, together with our own efforts, are now being attacked online and in the real world out there. Duterte was impeached by the House last February 5, but the Senate until now has yet to convene as an impeachment court. Senate President Francis Escudero has originally set the presentation of charges against Duterte by the House prosecutors on June 2, but later moved it to June 11, the last day of session before the 19th Congress adjourns since sine die on June 30. The Senate has yet to decide on Pimentel's motion as of earlier. We're still here during the suspended session in the Senate. The Senate President is still coordinating with senators present in the plenary as of this moment to discuss the ongoing stuff in what would be the process for the entire trial. Also earlier today, the Senator Robin Padilla confirmed on Monday that he has also drafted a separate resolution seeking the dismissal of the impeachment case against VP Sara Duterte. So far, Padilla said he is the only author of the resolution, but he is hoping to get the support of his colleagues, especially from the so-called Duterte bloc. It was just my resolution, he told the reporters in Filipino. Ask if his resolution would be included in the draft resolution of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Padilla said, I'm still waiting for them. De la Rosa earlier owned up to a draft resolution declaring the de facto dismissal of the impeachment case against Duterte. Although he refused to discuss the content of his resolution, Padilla answered, of course, when asked if it was also seeking the dismissal of the impeachment case against Duterte. He also denied there was a concerned effort from the known allies of Duterte to stop the impeachment bid against the vice president.
Where for Duterte, Padilla said, isn't that clear? Even if you bring me right here, I'd still reek of Rodrigo Roa Duterte. But my draft has nothing to do with the draft of this person or that person. It's mine, my own. Still on your screens right now for our cool TV listeners. The Senate session is still suspended. Tension is high on the floor. Stand by, says the Senate. And allow me to read the excerpt from this one released by Senator Robin Hood Padilla on the resolution declaring as terminated the impeachment proceedings against the VP Sara Duterte. Whereas on February 5, 2025, the Secretary General of the House of Representatives transmitted to the Secretary of the Senate the articles of impeachment against Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte. Whereas during the 51st session of the Senate in the 19th Congress on June 2, 2025, the Majority Leader and Chairman of the Committee on Rules made the following manifestation. The recorded on pages 4 to 9 of the transcript of stenographic notes of the 51st session. Thus, it's a long discussion that is correlating that is relating to declaring as terminating the impeachment proceedings against the vice president. That was a Senate resolution filed by Senator Robin Hood Padilla in opposition to what is happening. Allow me to read from one of the netizens on X right now. Finally, the Senate will put in a vote VP Sara impeachment trial to proceed or not to proceed. Let's wait and watch. SP Escudero said in a few minutes. That was from the handle at Carvajal_Nancy. This is DZYW 99.5 Cool FM. Thanks for tuning in on this special broadcast of today's hearing. And let me while the session is still suspended, we still have updates as majority of allow me to read this one for earlier at Octa survey. Majority of the Filipinos believe the Vice President Sara Duterte should face a Senate trial or impeachment court, according to survey results released Monday. Based on the Octa Research Tugon ng Masa or TNM survey, 78 of the Pinoys want Duterte to face a Senate trial or impeachment court to respond to the charges and formally clear her name. And only 13% disregard, while 9% said they did not know the answer or have no answer. Octa said these findings reflect a strong public support for accountability and due process in addressing the allegations against the vice president. Duterte's defense team said Monday that they are ready to face the charges should the impeachment trial proceed, but stressed that the process should not be used as a weapon to harass the political opponents. We deem it proper to refrain from commenting on matters that are exclusive and internal to the Senate. However, we reiterate our firm position that initiation of the impeachment process, particularly the fourth impeachment complaint, suffers from serious constitutional infirmities, the defense team said. Duterte earlier questioned whether the articles of impeachment filed against her in the Senate in the 19th Congress may be taken up by the chamber sitting as an impeachment court in the 20th Congress. The non-commissioned survey was conducted from April 20 to 24 through face-to-face interviews with 1,200 male and female respondents aged 18 and above. According to Octa, the survey has a margin of error of neutral 3% and a 95% confidence level. Octa said sub-national estimates for the geographic areas covered in the survey had the following margins of error at a 95% confidence level, 6% for Metro Manila bounds Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Octa said the House impeached Duterte once again. For those who didn't know or still wants to cope up with the situation here, the House impeached Duterte on February 5 with only 200 lawmakers endorsing the complaint. On the same day, the articles of impeachment were transmitted to the Senate, but the upper chamber adjourned without addressing the case. On February 25, Senate President Francis Chis Escudero said that the processes related to Duterte's impeachment trial would start on June 2. Now the session is resuming as of this moment, and we still have us on the stage on Cool FM. Mamon, good evening.
Okay, so good evening. Wala akong masabi, literal. Okay, so ito lang ito yung mga ano ngayon, dismiss. So ang mga naggano sa dismiss ay bumoto sa dismiss ay sina Senator Chis Escudero, Senator Robin Padilla, Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, Senadora Aimee Marcos, Senator Christopher Bongo at Juan Miguel Zubiri. According to sa politiko sa proceed naman, sina Coco Pimentel, Alan Peter Cayetano, si Mr. Francis Tolentino, okay, Jingo Estrada, JV Ejercito, Risa Hontiveros, Sherwin Gatchalian, Grace Po, Senator Loren Regarda. Then ito yung mga silent, sina Cynthia Villar, Mark Villar, Pia Cayetano, interesting. Senator Nancy Binay, Senator Joel Villanueva, Senator Lito Lapid, Bong Revilla, and Raffy Tulfo. Ito yung at according to sa politiko, sa post sa politicos, sa convene or dismiss Senator's position on Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial.
these are the developing stories that we just received, pero time may change for our for what will be the next yung mga susunod na hakbang para sa gaganapin na impeachment trial.
Medyo mainit-init talaga itong ano na to at daming nagpoprotesta talaga kanina. Especially,
Actually,
yung atom.
Actually, napaka-complicated din sa mga kababayan natin, no? Lalo na yung sabi nga sa 1987 Constitution, ano yan, forthwith na talaga yan. I-proceed na talaga nila yung mismong proseso. In fact, during the previous impeachment for the former president Erap Estrada that time, they immediately processed, the results were unexpected because of the allies during that time.
Medyo interesting din kasi tsaka isa pa rin to, parang pangatlong impeachment trial na yata to sa pinaka-influential na na nasaksihan natin in post-EDSA. Unang-una si former Presidente Erap Estrada, then pangalawa si Chief Justice Renato Corona. Yung kay Corona yata pinakamatagal no? Parang inabot ng isang taon.
Naimatay pa nga mismo sa Senado yan dahil sa
Oo. Parang nga nag-Netflix nung panahon na yun nung panahon mismo ng pag-impeach ni Renato Corona. And grabe din yung airtime.
Pero actually ito yung pinakamatagal Unfortunately, dahil medyo sa side ng mga side ng mga senador, they were trying to make this complicated. Ano ba yung what's holding them back? Ang daming mga tanong sa mga kababayan natin. Kasi it's no sabi nga ng iba, it's no longer about the political colors kasi ang nakasalalay dito kinabukasan ng sambayanan yung mga fundings, and then yung mismong yung pinaka overall yung pagpapatakbo sa hindi lang sa DepEd kasi bilang
ang daming issue.
Second to the highest
Oo. Ang dami ding issue na dapat talaga Yung isa, confidential funds. Pangalawa, yung pagbanta. Well, kumbaga yung pagbanta parang sa iba't tip of the iceberg lang yan Yung pinaka talaga dito yung yung confidential funds kasi napaka-concerning. Pambihira yung mga pangalan pa lang So, example, yung pangalan ng chichirya, even cellphone. Grabe parang medyo rin talaga, and marami nga nagsasabi kung talaga dapat dapat ituloy yung trial para
Mamon, please take over. Thank you. Mamon, please take over.
Okay. Para ma-proof kung talaga ang kung paano yung accountability para maging accountable din siya sa mga naging action niya. Kasi ang hirap ng medyo din talaga napaka-concerning din talaga for some people dahil unang-una yung threat na yan, for some people it can be an empty threat, pero in some people it's a big deal kasi parang national threat, ganon. Parang yun yung nagiging and In some instances, parang parang ano talaga, ang napaka-komplikado. Then maraming yun nga, ang daming nangyari, including dito yung impeachment yung dahil nga doon sa cause to impeach, impeach Sara, ay maraming may nagprotesta na wag ituloy impeachment, which is yung nung January, kung hindi niyo pa alam yung nangyari sa January, which is yung yung sa rally kung saan they calling to then, para itigil ang impeachment trial, which is yung National Rally for Peace. And ayun, pero marami daw nag-joke na parang hindi epektibo dahil ayun na nga, nag-declare, yata ng amendment nung February yata yun, na
February.
ituloy ang calls for impeachment kay Sara Duterte, for Vice President Sara Duterte.
Actually, that was before the election campaign. Pero napilitan because of sabi daw napilitan sila dahil daw sa calendar with the I think most of them were aware before bago nagsimula yung mismo campaign. Pero this is crucial. Muli po mga kaibigan, this is crucial because kasi panawagan ito ng sambayanan eh. This is a legal process na pinakita po yung mga resibo yung mga dahil salamat din dahil sa mga article of impeachments na ito nabibigyang linaw din yung mga yung dahil bakit justifiable na may mga kamalian, yung mga anomalya sa ganitong sa dating ahensya na pinangahawakan ng Vice President.
Ayun. So grabe, ang daming naging ang napaka-complex to ngayon. Dahil unang-una, parang paano mako-convey ang trial na ito dahil may ad.
May sponsor po ng Kulep.
Sponsor po tayo ng Tender Juicy. Okay, so nasa na nga ba ako?
Sponsor ng mga blooms yung habang nasa suspension
Had to interrupt for a bit, but is that katipon and hot dogs or Tender Josie?
Tender Josie yata.
Tender Josie.
Okay, so habang nag-ano tayo, ayun, so medyo complex to ngayon dahil ang dami ding nangyari. Unang-una, yun nga, sa impeachment. Then pangalawa, pangalawa, yung pagkakulong ni former President Rodrigo Duterte. Then pangatlo, nung eleksyon. Kasi meron ding mga, kung di ako nagkakamali, may mga nanalo din na mga senador na maka-Duterte. So, sino ba yung mga si Bongo, di ba? Si Bongo, si Rodante Marcoleta, ayun. Yun yung mga example ng mga So, paano siya paano mako-convey ang mismong impeachment trial? Yun yung plus meron pang dadagdag sa opposition sina former Senator Bam Aquino, si Senator-elect Bam Aquino tsaka si Kiko Pangilinan, and also may dagdag pa from House of Representatives na Akbayan tsaka ni Chel Jokno at yung mamamayang liberal ni Senator Laila de Lima. So napaka-interesting nito kung paano magko-convey itong itong impeachment trial na to, dahil ayan nga, ang daming magbabalik, ang daming mananatili. Di natin alam kung paano to magkaano. And we're hoping na maging smooth, maging smooth itong ano na to, impeachment trial na to. And okay, so tayo po ay lumipat sa feed from Terebi TV to ABS-CBN News. At suspended pa ba? Oo, suspended pa.
It is still suspended. May naka-standby siguro. Naka-standby ngayon sa ating paluntutunan sa yung mga officers kung ano, I think it was, I forgot. I cannot visualize it. Kasi hawak ko yung TOC ngayon. Nandiyan po ngayon it looks like one of the staff right now. Nasa session on break pa rin yung mga kasama natin sa Senado.
Okay, so habang inaanap pa natin, ayan. So, okay, so we have meron ba tayong mga insights from other cool DJs out here sa mga ano? Sen?
Ikaw, Sen, baka, by the way, Sen,
Nag-leave ng mic.
Nag-leave ng mic.
Maging audience.
Habang patuloy pa rin tayo sa, by the way, Sen, good evening.
Good evening once again to those of you who are just joining us on Cool FM. This is our ongoing coverage of the Senate, and as far as I can remember, I think this has been going on since last February, and if it wasn't for the minorities' action within these last couple of minutes, none of these would have happened. And overall, I'm excited for what would be the flow of the possible impeachment trial, if in case that would happen, if in case that would be that would proceed. But as far as everybody is concerned, I think we will have to wait for a very long time yet again before such decision would be announced.
Ayun.
We still have a 20th Congress waiting for us, but we cannot delay it as such kasi kahit mag-start fresh na naman yung bagong Congress.
Hindi maganda yan pag pag dinelay, parang grounds for ano?
Disqualification?
Grounds for treason ba yun? Ay, hindi. Medyo basta meron siyang ground na hindi.
I could think of probably obstruction of justice. I don't know.
Ayun,
but
obstruction of justice pwede.
Obstruction of justice.
Then, ayun. Well, for now, wala pa ako masabi. Literal. Wala pa akong masabi kasi wala pang gaanong developments. So, antayin natin yung magiging developments Well, siguro habang nagbe-break, commercial muna tayo. Okay lang ba?
Why not? Because I think the Senate is making up their mind at this point. Who knows?
Sige.
Sige mga kaibigan, patuloy po tayo nakatabay ngayon sa ating mga special sa mga updates patungkol sa impeachment trial. This is Cool FM's koolNews Today special coverage. Still with us, Ramon, DJ Sen, and the rest of here in the Cool FM team. And yours truly, Stephen Solely your chief, your uncle editorial in chief. This is your station. This is home. 7:05 in the clock. We will be right back after this short break.
Serving the stories that care for you. This is your station. This is home. This is Cool FM. You're listening to Cool FM.
Number one sa Mega Manila.
Nationwide ba?
Trust. It's a bond that is nurtured for years. from generation to generation. At Asphere, our greatest accomplishment is earning the trust of millions of satisfied users in the Philippines alone. Making life cool and comfortable for over 100 years now. Asphere, the air conditioning expert. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Asphere's Aircon. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Ang mas masarap na pizza ay andito na. Dream Cars Pizza, the finest pizza in the Philippines. Rich sauce, crispy crust, smooth creamy cheese, maraming toppings to choose from. And not only that, may frozen pizza rin sila. Take your pizza on the go. Dream Cars Pizza. We make the pizza the Dream Cars way.
For deliveries, call 141-9191. That's 141-9191.
Dream Cars Frozen Pizza are also available in supermarkets near
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Mamadaming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo. Mamadaming time, Champion Detergent ang gamit ko. Champion na!
Sa Champion Quick Wash Technology, less time sa lavada, more time sa pamilya.
Dream Car Karaoke po, tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kapeng gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation.
New, ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan niyo na ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming fillings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium fillings na suwag magpapasaya ng sanyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Bikin, meron rin tayong Overload Onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming fillings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
Mula sa #1 Smart Dishwashing Paste.
Tanggaling-galing mo. Smart dishwashing paste ko. Pritong ulam na masebo. Plato at kaldero. Tanggaling for everyday.
Ganyan pag Smart ang dishwashing paste. May double tanggaling formula. Tanggal galing ang sebo at bakterya.
Bahid para walang bahid. Linis fantastic sa metal at plastic. #1 ko to. Tanggaling-galing mo. Smart dishwashing paste.
Heavy duty linis bawat pahid.
Smart Dishwashing Paste, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Miss, pabili ng Farex B?
ha? Ayaw ko ng iba.
Buong Pilipinas ay Farex excited! Hindi nagpapahinto sa ngalay, tusok, manhid sa tulong ng Farex Vitamin B1, B6, B12 with proper diet and healthy lifestyle.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Inihahandog ng Tiki-Tiki serye ang mga bigating kwento ni nanay. Oo, damang-dama ko. Napakabigat. Ng anak ko! Sa Tiki-Tiki, dama ang bigating alaga ni Mommy. Bigatin sa vitamins na tulong sa pampagaan at pampalusog. Bigatin si Baby. Kasi araw-araw nakatiki-tiki. Alaga pa ni Mommy with proper diet and exercise. Kahit gaano ka pa kabigat, anak, kakayanin ko. Dama ang bigating alaga. Yan ang tatak Tiki-Tiki. Alagang Unilab yan. Mahalagang paalala, ang Tiki-Tiki ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng...
Big time sa kita, big time sa lasa, sa Big Time Cheese ang sarap ng benta. Big time sa kita, big time sa lasa, sa Big Time Cheese ang sarap ng benta.
Pag big time na negosyo ang hanap mo, Big Time Cheese dapat ang gamit mo. Ang cheese sticks, burger, and toppings. Sa Big Time Cheese, kikita ka.
Big time sa kita, big time sa lasa, wagi sa negosyo pag nag-big time ka.
Big sa lasa, big sa kita, big time.
CDO.
Are you looking for a place to cool yourself down? Do you wish to find refresher that pops? Then go visit Soda Pop. Pop the party with flavor with Soda Pop. Located in the city of Taguig, Soda Pop brings you an alternative to those average milk tea shops that's too expensive. They have a wide variety of flavors including strawberry, blueberry, green apple, raspberry, to name a few. They also have 2 sizes to choose from, perfect for every scenario. Whether you can drink and chill at home or bond with your friends, Soda Pop is here to stay. Price starts at 39 pesos SRP, so you don't need to worry about your pockets going empty. So, choose Soda Pop. Pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration. Soda Pop, now with flavors of strawberry, blueberry, green apple, raspberry, and more. Starting at 39 pesos. Soda Pop, pop the party with flavor, where every sip is a celebration. Broadcasting live from Cool FM. This is koolNews Today.
7:12 in the evening, and the session is still suspended. Welcome back to the program. This is your station. This is home. This is Cool FM. Still with us on the plenary today. Foden in the audience, and we also have Amon and Sunny. Take it away.
We welcome you back to our ongoing coverage of the impeachment trial as we speak. As you can see on the live stream earlier, just a couple of moments ago, the Senate remains on break, and we are not yet sure when will the session resume. I wanted to bring this one up from, this is an article from the Philippine Daily Inquirer within the last couple of minutes ago, where Senator Robin Padilla has sought to declare the impeachment proceedings against the Vice President terminated even before the Senate could convene as an impeachment court. The senator sought the termination of the impeachment proceedings through Senate Resolution number 1371 that he filed at 5:42 this afternoon. Notably, his resolution was lodged while senators were debating in the plenary on Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel's motion urging the Senate to immediately convene as an impeachment court. In his resolution, Padilla noted that the articles of impeachment against Duterte were transmitted to the Senate for trial by the House of Representatives last February 5. Quote, until now, however, the articles of impeachment were not referred to the Senate plenary for disposition, quote, thereby precluding referral thereof to the Senate convened as an impeachment court pursuant to Section 3(6) Article 11 of the Constitution. The articles of impeachment, he added, against Vice President Sara Duterte is one such pending matter, and the consideration thereof is one such pending proceeding. Because of this, Padilla said that the articles of impeachment against the Vice President should be declared as terminated in accordance with the Senate rules. The senator concluded that from all the foregoing, it is clear that the matter of the articles of impeachment against the Vice President and its consideration by the present Senate cannot be fully accomplished by the expiration of the 19th Congress on the 30th of June 2025, thereby resulting in its termination. In other news in relating to that one, Senate President Chis Escudero on Monday has rejected calls to rush their constitutional duty to start the impeachment trial of the Vice President. This is another article from the Inquirer. As he said in a press briefing in the Senate, quote, I've said this from the beginning, whether someone is for or against the impeachment, whether they support Vice President Sara or oppose her, I will not listen to them. I will do what is right, proper, and in accordance with the Constitution and the law based on what I believe is right. The Senate chief made the remark when asked if he felt any pressure after various groups came out in public to call for the Senate to immediately act on the impeachment case against Duterte. Asked to comment on this call, the Senate President simply said, quote, "They want us to rush our constitutional duty." He added that we will fulfill our duty, but not according to their timeline simply because they are in a rush. As I've said, this is a process that must be followed and we are following it. It will not proceed on their terms nor at a time they have chosen. When it comes to the various groups, actually, from what I've been hearing, there are lots of various groups already, including it's widespread. It's from it ranges from activists all the way to business groups. Even the Makati Business Club actually urged the Senate to start convening for the impeachment court, which I think is something that is not surprising, considering that the MBC has a long history of influencing politics and being connected to politics as a whole, and also for a fact that they already knew what was going on. The people already knew what was going on, and that they wanted to they wanted this thing to happen at this point. And as far as we know it, the mass actions by these same various groups will last until June 11, I believe, if I can get my sources right. I'm just gonna search it for one bit. Yes, it is true. It says here. The activities that will be organized by various groups will last from June 9 to June 11, which is the last session day of Congress when a prosecutor from the House of Representatives presents the articles of impeachment to the Senate. Now, let's see what else do we have in here regarding the ongoing situation, ongoing debacle that is currently ongoing. This is history in the making right here that we are witnessing at this time. And suffice to say that everybody was anticipating for this to happen. They just simply don't know what day, aside from the one that was previously announced, which has been delayed and delayed. They simply don't know when will the rest of the Senate would take action. When will they move the glass? And they did move the glass, which is today, and we're still waiting if ever the Senate would either proceed or dismiss. Regardless of what would be the results of the of this matter, the only thing that we can tell you is that yes, there is a trial. There is a trial. The only thing we don't know is that if ever it would happen. At the end of the day, it is up to the votes from the Senate. Now, while we are waiting for the Senate to resume its operations, let's head over now to the other headlines that is popping up right here on koolNews as we speak. So let's... Okay, we have a brand new article. This is in relation to the ongoing debacle at the Senate. Okay, this is a recap. We're gonna read it for you since this is a relatively new one. Amid uncertainties surrounding the conduct of an impeachment trial against the Vice President, several senators have called on Senate President Chis Escudero to hold an all-member caucus. Among the senators who want a caucus is former Senate President Mig Subiri. Subiri told reporters in an ambush interview, quote, I actually don't know what's happening now. What we need is to have a caucus. The Senate President has to call for an all-member caucus to discuss what are the next steps in the next few days. This was seconded by Senator Lauren Legarda, who acknowledged the ongoing, quote, confusion in the chamber and public alike in terms of impeachment talks. She said that amidst public confusion, varying opinions regarding the impeachment, it is incumbent upon the Senate to hold a caucus immediately and discuss it in the plenary so that the statements and decisions are not made unilaterally. Prior to Subiri and Legardas' calls, Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel and presidential sister Senator Amy Marcos already signified their intent to call for an all-member caucus. These calls came in light of the chamber's nearing convening into an impeachment court. Initially set on June 2, Escudero previously moved the reading of the articles of impeachment against the vice president to June 11. According to him, the change in schedule was made, quote, to allow the Senate to tackle priority legislative measures before the 19th Congress adjourns. But noting the need to tackle the impeachment case against the country's second top leader, opposition Senator Risa Ontiveros said that the minority bloc during Monday's plenary session would make a motion to initiate the proceedings against Duterte, in which she did. It is now 7:21 right here in this country. Let's check what's going on right now in the Senate. As far as I am concerned, it's loading here on my end, unfortunately, which means I cannot see what's going on inside the building. So I'm just going to check it right here on my own devices, which I find it more less worrying, to say the least. So I think there's still, yes, the plenary session remains suspended for the time being. Now, let's temporarily divert now to the ongoing impeachment while we're still at it with koolNews. Let's head over to the other headlines, as the province of Basilan has been officially declared free from the presence of and threat of the Abu Sayyaf group. According to a presidential advisor on peace, reconciliation, and unity, Secretary Carlito Galvez, and Special Assistant to the President Antonio Lagdameo Jr. Galvez said during a ceremony in Lamitan City, quote, "It is a great honor to be with you all today as we declare Basilan Province as Abu Sayyaf free." Lagdameo said that the declaration was the product of persistent efforts by both local and national agencies in pursuit of peace and stability. As envisioned by President Marcos Jr., not only for Bangsamoro region but for the entire country, collaborative peace shall be the foundation of progress and development, as what it is shown today. As we raise the flag of peace over Basilan, he said, may it be a beacon for other regions still battling the shadows of violence. A peace marker was also unveiled on the same day. I'll temporarily hand it over now to my fellow colleagues here at Cool FM, to Stephen primarily. I'll hand it over back to Stephen, as I'm going to do something here at the moment.
Yeah, sorry for the background noise, because my cat is actually waiting for his next meal. He's waiting for his next meal.
That's why your cat approached you. What a sweet moment over there.
He's actually waiting for his next meal while the session is still suspended. I mean, nag-uusap pang mga uncle at mga ating natin dyan sa Senado. Right now we amid the ongoing delays, we have Lingayen Archbishop Socrates Villegas. He issued a cutting statement on the seeming delay of the impeachment trial. He said to delay the trial or even to abort it is to suppress the truth. It is a sin, the opponent, the devil. It is rightly called Prince of Lies. It is a sin to suppress or conceal the truth. The nation has a right to the truth that can only be established by law and evidence. To deprive the people of the full truth is a form of robbery. It is keeping something not yours. It is a sin. That what still a call from one body from the Roman Catholic Church on this certain matter. A very It is still still complicated thing. And maybe I could maybe allow to our kababayans to uh okay this earlier Senator-elect Panfilo Ping Lacson expressed his support for Senate minority members Coco Pimentel and Risa Hontiveros as they pushed to open the impeachment trial against VP Sara Duterte. Lacson has previously stated that he is in favor of proceeding with a Senate trial. He said, "Right is might. I hope to see a Senate minority of 2 triumph over the majority of 21." Another one from the Impact leadership. Youth leaders, according to the Student Council Alliance of the Philippines and the Akbayan Youth, they called on the Senate President and the rest of the Senate to immediately to convene the impeachment court and began the trial of the VP. Representing over 100 student councils, federations, and youth organizations nationwide, SCAP and Akbayan Youth said Duterte must be held accountable for alleged misuse of billions in confidential funds during her time as both Vice President and Education Secretary. They condemned Duterte's public remarks last year in which she allegedly made threats and admitted to contracting for violence instead of explaining the use of the funds. Statements that say reflected impunity amid a worsening education crisis where students lack books, classrooms, and support during her time as the Executive Secretary of Department of Education. The groups criticized the Senate for dragging its feet on the impeachment complaint, noting that 7 months have passed since it was filed and 4 months since the House transmitted the articles of impeachment. They called on Escudero's inaction a betrayal of public trust and a dangerous precedent for the youth. Ang sabi ng mga kababayan natin dito sa SCAP, ang impeachment ay hindi drama, hindi circus, at lalong hindi isang lalong pampolitika. At ito ay isang demokratikong mekanismo para panagutin ang mga opisyal na lumalabag sa tiwala ng bayan at sa saligang batas. The youth leader said, "Kapag pinayagan ninyo mabaliwala ang impeachment, kayo na rin ang nagtuturo sa amin na wala namang kaso ang pananahimik sa harap ng katiwalaan." They continue with a direct challenge to the senators act forthwith. The nation is watching. That was a chilling statement from the Student Council Alliance of the Philippines. Yesterday, Sunday, one of the top UAP universities, UST, the University of Santo Tomas, had joined the call urging the Senate to forthwith proceed with the impeachment of VP Sara Duterte. With the simple words, respect the Constitution, fulfill the duty, forthwith proceed. Also follow along earlier Sunday morning, from the Adamson University, they released a press statement together with that is signed by Father Daniel Franklin Pilario, CM, the university president, Attorney Catherine A. Panguban, Father Aldrin Suwan, CM, Attorney Ana Maria Di Abad, the Dean of College of Law, and several Adamson Law Student Government, the Adamson Law Student Government, and several participating attorneys under who are that was Attorney Susie Claire Salieza, Attorney Afelieka Adolfo Madrid, Attorney Cyrus Victor T. Swalog, Attorney William Beluso Jr., and Attorney Joel Bretanya. Having a TLDR, once again, they are like many universities. Adamson calls on the Senate to forward proceed with the impeachment trial. Right now, we're still with the Inquirer.net feed right in front of us for our Cool TV listeners. The plenary session is still suspended as senators discuss the motion to convene as impeachment court is there. Everyone is still on break as of this moment, but it's going to be a long process to our kababayans right here, and and there's the press is also present in the GSIS building. Senny boy,
I
do you
was
have any updates with
also
us?
watching, ironically, the live stream of Inquirer, and it's notable to see the two minority senators actually talking some stuff in the background, and now I believe they are chatting with Senator JV Ejercito. While at the other side of the aisle, there's Senator Robin Padilla, in which what we call him Senator Robin Hood Padilla, talking, I believe, to Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, and one more senator, in which I actually don't know who that is. Um, we would also see within the last couple of moments ago, the rush of Senator Joel Villanueva, and as if he was he actually don't know what to do, but a lot of things is happening in the Senate right now. It's just pure chaos that almost nobody, cannot even describe what was going on. There are lots of I've started to. I'm trying to differentiate with all of these live comments right here on some of these live streams, which gives the feed inside the Senate building. I actually cannot differentiate whether these people are either trolls or actual people who are actually talking to real people who are actually watching the live streams. And my goodness, as much as the positions in the Senate are pretty divisive at this point in terms of where they, as they struggle to find themselves in a position where they would think is generally acceptable to the general public. The public themselves is also pretty much divided onto the issue itself too. But I don't necessarily think that some of these people are actually true to themselves, because of the obvious fact that you can't just simply ignore trolls who is just going to spam and basically become attention seekers. But as far as we know it, this has been unfortunately getting increasingly divisive, in which it not only I mean, yes, there's some people who are saying that this is going to be a cliffhanger, this is going to be like some sort of a drama movie, but no. This is the future of the country we're talking here. This is the future of Philippine politics we're talking here, and suffice to say that not even the Constitution would be technically an excuse, to say the least, to not to push this thing through. I mean, there's the Constitution for a reason. Why are you not using it? And it does take a lot of time for the Senate to think of their positions, but they could have already think as early as when the impeachment articles were now being submitted to the House last February. They could have already made up their mind during that time, and unfortunately, like I said earlier, the more the delay, the more it's getting frustrating, to the point where people would start to immediately forget that, hey, we still have articles of impeachment right here on our corner. What are we going to do about these huge piles of articles of impeachment? Like, the more they kept on delaying on this thing, the more people started to realize that these same articles of impeachment that was passed are getting useless. they're getting baseless at this point. They keep trying to find, let's just say, excuses. I actually had a talk with my grandma earlier about this thing, and it was a lengthy one, and she was frustrated about what really is going on inside the chamber, especially with the recent actions by the Senate President, in which is pretty much obvious. I mean, the document that he signed literally said, we're going to do an impeachment on at the start of this month. And then out of the blue, he's going to delay it to, quote unquote, continue what's left for the 19th Congress. And people don't want to wait. They want to start now because, again, there's the 20th Congress. It's almost the end of the month. We're going to have yet another transition here. So, better now than never. People are getting disappointed in a way that it's... I couldn't think of a better word other than frustration. Confusion is much more of a different term here in terms of how you use it. But again, the general sentiment here is that convene now. That's where you'll start the real deal discussions. That's where you'll start the real deal proceedings. Why delay now? Why delay? Why keep on delaying when you can start now? If it wasn't for the Senate minority that has taken action to this thing earlier, none of these would have happened. They knew they had to move the glass. They knew they have to stand up and rise to start this thing because they knew, and I have a feeling that this somewhat of a delay that they're doing is actually a strategic move, which I find it somewhat more of an assumption by the public more than actually a good move, at least for the opposition, which is generally which is generally accepted as the Dutertes. But nonetheless, some of them are actually playing safe. I have to agree with some of the people who've actually commented on social media. There's literally some of the senators who are just playing safe. They're just silent on the issue. They just couldn't find they just couldn't find the right time. They just couldn't find the right position. And how are they going to position themselves into this thing? Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you, Sen, for the inputs on this thing. In fact, okay, we're still here in meeting up with the rest of the colleagues as they still discuss on the matters. The session break is still longer than expected because it's a crucial and democratic process for everyone, and for the senators who have gone 50-50, the positions are still complicated. They're still complicated. In the matters that they have yet to decide on the said matter, but if the majority, I'm like, oh my goodness, I love my mangoes. Sorry, Sam. I really love my mangoes. Serving and farming. I hope that with those 50-50 senators, or those who have yet to contemplate on the matter, and they should have already decided, because you can already see the majority out of those 23. again, it's still a democratic process. You have to deal with it. There are no reservations, because again, to our dear listeners, the evidence the evidence is right here. You can't just water down what's happening as of this point. For the meantime, allow me to reiterate this from the earlier session. Coco Pimentel called on the immediate commencement of the impeachment trial, warning that any further delay could erode the public trust. Obviously that is. Let me quote on some of the privileged speech that mentioned by some of the senators. From Senator Coco Pimentel, also outgoing in the 19th Congress, all of the county senators, as embodiments of the Senate, are failing the Filipino people. Hence, I have every right to stand up to express my question of privilege as I worry about our beloved institution's reputation, integrity, and dignity, and even our place in Philippine history. From Senator Risa Hontiveros, the power to impeach is at heart the duty to hold the public officers accountable and to protect the democracy from the abuse of power by the highest officials of our land. Ang pagtakas sa responsibilidad na ito ay insulto sa bawat Pilipino, Hontiveros said in her manifestation. Sundan po natin ang linaw na mandato ng saligang batas. Galangan po natin ang taong bayan na nagbigay ng tiwala sa atin at simulan na po natin ang impeachment trial. For Senator Bartol de la Rosa, he said that he states for the record that na pinagawan daw sila ng robe kasi excited daw tayo na sumuot ng robe to form the impeachment court. And De La Rosa said, in his own words, go to be fair with you, Mr. President, you've been preparing for that. For the honor senators, we have hold on. We apologize for the sudden interruption on my end. We still, for our Cool FM listeners, thank you for with us. We are still witnessing the ongoing live session in the Senate as of this moment. It is a constitutional and democratic duty for the masses to witness this. Let me reiterate the one from hold on. TJ said wala akong- Still with us in the Senate of the Philippines, earlier we have multiple manifestation speech from different senators. We continue from Senator Joel Villanueva. He reiterated his strong stance on expediting the convening of the impeachment court, emphasizing that procedural clarity is essential to avoid the legal complications. He spoke during this Monday's plenary session, and he stressed that the articles of impeachment must first be referred to the Senate Committee on Rules before the Senate can formally assume its role as an impeachment court. He also sought clarification on where the Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel III was calling for immediate suspension of legislative work to allow Senate President Cheese Escudero and the senators to take their oath as the presiding officers and senator judges respectively. He said, "I am in the same position of the minority leader, but I just wanted to make sure that we are doing the right thing, the right process, because we are men of rules." For Senator Mig Zubiri, he called on his colleagues to fulfill the constitutional mandate. He also cautioned that failing to act in accordance with the Constitution would make them accountable to the Filipino. According to him, to the senator, "I am not a lawyer. I'm an agriculturist, but when I took an oath to defend and protect the Constitution, I meant it. We must uphold it without fear or favor." He stressed during the Monday's plenary session and nothing else. Also earlier, Senator Grace Poe, she emphasized rather that the impeachment proceedings, unlike the regular court cases, are primarily a political exercise and not bound by strict rules of court. In her manifestation during the plenary session, Poe noted that while the chamber cannot make any judgment at this time, it is imperative for the Senate, acting as an impeachment court, to allow the process and thoroughly hear the case against VP Sara Duterte. She said, we are all in agreement here that we cannot make a judgment at this point, but we have to definitely hear it." Okay, so once again, we're still we're still receiving developing updates on the ongoing debate for the approval of motion to have the impeachment court in the Senate, and those who are in favor included Senator Risa Hontiveros, Senator Coco Pimentel, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, Senator Francis Tolentino, Jingo Estrada, the Senate President Cheese Escudero, J.V. Hesto, Sherin Gatchalian, Bigsobi, Rafi Tulfo, and Senator Joe Villanueva. All of them This is according to the source from Inyong Maasahan, a centrist youth organization relating to the ongoing national scope of our politics. We have Senator Cheese Escudero, present with Senator Jodeveros, the outgoing Coco Pimentel, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, and Joel Villanueva as they moving ahead. They are present with Senator Cheese. Senate President Cheese is interacting with his colleagues on the certain matter. Okay. Here is another statement from the former Supreme Court Justice Adolfo Ascuna, who wrote the Article 11 of the Constitution. He said, "It was I who drafted the Article 11 of the Constitution, including the thematic Section 1 that states that the public's office is a public trust and that public officers and employees must at all times be accountable to the people. At all times, I also wrote the procedural section, including the word forthwith, referring to the need for the Senate to proceed to trial after the House itself adopts by 1/3 or more votes a resolution of impeachment, and it is precisely meant to mean immediately and without unreasonable delay, or in the national language official version, agad. Once again, agad, that was from the former Supreme Court Justice, who is one of the originating offers for that specific session in the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Meanwhile, while we still have a session on break, let's go on for the other news. To the NBI said on Monday it is looking into possible links between POGO operators and espionage in the country. The NBI spokesperson, Director Ferdinand Lavin, made the remark during the 50th and final hearing of the House Quad Committee. He said they are in full support of efforts of the PAOCC and they are coordinating with the Bureau of Immigration and the PNP. Lavin said, "We have done investigations, however limited, Mr. Chair. They have changed the type of operations. This included the scamming after the ban of POGO operations." He added, "We conducted some operations in violation of the Anti-Financial Accounts Scamming Act." The NBI spokesperson reacted to the remark of House Committee on Human Rights Chairperson Representative Bienvenido Abante that the issue is also spilling over to the matters of the national security. As a matter of fact, in some operations by the NBI relative to the issues on foreign espionage, nakita namin lahat, we are completing our data on the nexus. yung interconnection ng Operation Sampogo and espionage. He said they will share a copy of the report to the panel once completed. Lavin said we have filed cases against a number of the foreign nationals involved in various espionage activities. When asked if the NBI investigation shows there is a connection between Pogo and espionage, Lavin said they are going into that direction. He added, we're doing some digital forensic examination on the gadgets were seized during the various operations, both financial scam activities and the espionage activities. Last November 2024, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. issued an executive order officially banning Pogos in the country. Marcos Jr. gave Pogos until December 2024 to end the operations and leave the country. All right, and we still have... Senators still contemplating on the notes for what would be to finalize the decision on the impeachment trial to start by tomorrow or within the week. Once again, the reiterations from not just on the student sectors, but we also have from the Makati Business Club. They said, we view this issue as a governance issue and a test of public accountability in the rule of law. The group said investors are looking at the process as a test of the rule of law. If we do not follow the rule of law, how can we expect to attract foreign and even local investors to bring in long-term investments, which would lead to the creation of jobs? The impeachment trial is meant to present evidence to determine if the charges against the VP have basis or not. The senators individually and the Senate as an institution will betray public trust and not provide the VP with the forum to refute charges if they do not proceed with the impeachment trial. That was from the Makati Business Club. Once again, they reiterated the call to proceed with the impeachment trial in accordance to the Philippine Constitution. Okay. Just in from the college, from the UP College of Media and Communication, and allow me to read this in verbatim. On the right of on statement of the College of Media and Communication on the impeachment trial of VP Sara Duterte, June 9, 2025, on the right of access to information on matters of public concern, and the constitutional command to Senate to proceed with the impeachment trial forthwith. The College of Media and Communication of the UP to demand, along with its faculty, students, researchers, administrative staff, the values, the right to a free press, the right to freedom of expression in all its components, including the right to access to information on matters of public concern. Thus, the college joins the call from a number of educational institutions and academic units to demand the Senate to heed the Constitution, to convene the impeachment trial court on June 11, 2025, and to proceed with the trial forthwith. Now, when the Senate impeachment court proceeds with the trial, it can give substance to the constitutional right of access to information on matters of public concern. It can open the bank account and track all the traces of financial and digital transactions of the vice president. This right is an inseparable component of the right to a free press and the right to free expression of the people. When a Senate impeachment court proceeds with trial, it can grant immunity to bank officials, disbursement officers, government cashiers, and other personnel involved in the transactions of or with the vice president. These persons can be witnesses and whistleblowers. When a Senate impeachment court proceeds with the trial, it can order the release and presentation and evidence of all certificates, titles, photographs, object evidence, tours and ocular inspections of sites of properties, all showing the wealth, explainable or unexplainable, of the Vice President, her family members, associates, and subordinates. Again, the people's right of access to information of public interest would be given substance, spirit, and form. This unreserved power of the Senate impeachment court should prevail despite the seeming slowness of the Senate President Francis Cheese Escudero and some senators to commence the impeachment trial court that makes all impeachable officials quiver. We urge the people to engage the Senate and all the senators and compel them to convene the Senate impeachment court. Ultimately, as history has shown, it is the people moving in unison and acting in their collective capacity that can exact accountability and justice. It is now time to assemble. That was the UP College of Media Communication as they joined the calls on the Senate to heed the Constitution to convene into an impeachment court. This June 11, it highlights the importance of access to information on the matters of public concern, saying the trial can open the bank accounts and track all the traces of financial and digital transactions of the Vice President. You're still here with us on DZYW Cool FM for the special coverage on this particular matter. Or still here with us earlier. I think Terry News is just showing up as of this moment. It is now a minute past 8 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and we will be right back after this break. This is This is koolNews. Today, we will keep you guys updated when the session returns.
Serving the stories that care for you. This is your station. This is home. This is Cool FM.
Trust. It's a bond that is nurtured for years, from generation to generation. At Asphere, our greatest accomplishment is earning the trust of millions of satisfied users in the Philippines alone. Making life cool and comfortable for over 100 years now. Aspire, the air conditioning expert. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Asphere's Aircon. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Ang mas masarap na pizza ay andito na. Dream Cars Pizza, the finest pizza in the Philippines. Rich sauce, crispy crust, smooth creamy cheese, maraming toppings to choose from. And not only that, may frozen pizza rin sila. Take your pizza on the go. Dream Cars Pizza. We make the pizza the Dream Cars way.
For deliveries, call 141-9191. That's 141-9191.
Dream Cars Frozen Pizza are also available in supermarkets near you.
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Dream Car Karaoke po. Tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kapeng gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap. Kaya lumipat na ako sa bagong kape ng bayan.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. Gawa sa purong Arabica at Robusta mula sa pinakamainit na puso ng Pilipinas. Piniling mabuti at inihanda ng may pagmamalasakit.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap. O mga Kapinoy, subukan nyo ng tikman ang lasa ng bayan.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Kapinoy Coffee, masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Mga Kapinoy, tikman nyo na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. Tamang-tama lang tapang at sarap ng kape na tiyak na magigising ka. Kaya subukan na ang bagong Kapinoy Coffee. Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Cream. mula sa FBS Manufacturing Corporation.
Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan niyo na ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming fillings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium fillings na suwag magpapasaya ng tiyan nyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Biking, meron rin tayong overload onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming fillings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
Araw-araw, MX3 para extraordinary. With alpha, beta, gamma na sangkap nito. Tunay, original at natural na suplemento. With MX3, so coffee and tea. With MX3, it's for you and me. With MX3, dito ako believe.
Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
MX3 Natural Supplements, verified with alpha, beta, and gamma mangosteen. MX3, tunay, natural at original.
Want intense anghang na fresh breath? Choose Close-Up Red Hot for intense freshness. Or suabe at cool na fresh breath? Choose Close-Up Green Menthol for cool freshness. Mapa-intense fresh or cool fresh man ang hanap mo? Choose fresh. Choose Close-Up with regular use.
I'm moving closer to you.
Choose Close-Up.
Starwax, Starwax, wax. Starwax, Starwax, wax. Always remember, sa paglinis, pakintabin ang sahig. Mrs. Starwax, Starwax, wax. Kitang na to the max.
Starwax, ang #1 floor wax. May waterproof formula. Buhusan man ang tubig, balikin tabang sahig.
Starwax, Starwax, wax. Kitang na to the max, max, max.
Starwax Floor Wax, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Ganito ang tunog ng clogged nose. Pag sinabayan pa ng headache, hirap, di ba?
Kaya pag may clogged nose and headache, decongest with Decolgen Forte, the most powerful relief versus other Decolgen formulations. With maximum decongesting action versus PE-based medicines available OTC in the Philippines. Decolgen Forte.
Kahit itanong mo sa doktor.
Alagang Unilab yan. Phenylpropanolamine, HCI, chlorphenamine, maleate, paracetamol is the generic name of Decolgen Forte. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Big time hotdog, mas pinasarap, mas pinamiti.
Versus previous formulation. Big time hotdog, mas pinasarap, mas pinamiti. Mas marami na ang bibili. Pipilahan ang paninda. Mapa-hot silog, on stick o sandwich pa. Sa Big Time, big sa lasa, big sa kita.
Big time hotdog, mas pinasarap, mas pinamiti. Big time hotdog.
Big sa lasa, big sa kita. Big time!
CDO.
Miss, pabili ng Farex B.
ha? Ayaw ko ng iba. Buong Pilipinas ay Farex-cited. Hindi nagpapahinto sa ngalay, tusok, manhid sa tulong ng Farex Vitamin B1, B6, B12 with proper diet and healthy lifestyle.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Broadcasting live from Cool FM. This is koolNews Today.
8:09 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, and you're listening with us on the special coverage on the first day for the Senate impeachment, for the ongoing proceedings on the Senate impeachment trial. Still in a session break as of this moment, as they continue to discuss and on the motion to convene as an impeachment court here in a sense. You're listening on Cool FM 99.5 in Metro Manila, Cool FM Regional, and today, especially to our kababayans, to our kalamaos on Cool TV.
Lalo na sa Cool TV,
good evening. We
oo.
still have present with us. Kasama kasama natin. And we will take over for this next gap on a special coverage. Geometric and Mamon. Good evening. Thank you so much for having with us.
Okay, maraming
Magandang
salamat.
gabi, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Grabe naman ito. Mga kaibigan, kita-kita nyo kanina sa ating stream, naka tayo dito. Ginamit natin yung feed ng Terra News. Ang labo ng quality nila. Wait lang.
Bakit
Yan,
ang ganda rin
labo ng
kasing
quality.
effect? Alam nyo may coverage.
Ang labo ng hindi, nag-analog sila eh.
Nag-analog. Alam na magsha-shutdown yung tapos magsha-shutdown na yung ha? Why gago, may nag-tax.
Ano yun? Ano yun?
Gago. Wait lang, sorry. Okay. Pasensya na. Nakalimutan ko. Wala tayo sa stories with Geometric. Nasaan pala tayo
Ay, so
special
wala
coverage.
pang oras. Na overtime nga tayo eh. Ay, hindi coverage kasi na yun. Walang Aspers Capitulo eh.
Kinabahan ako, te. Diyos ko.
So,
Okay.
plenary session suspended as senators discuss motion to convene as an impeachment court. Diyos ko. Matutuloy pa ba yan? Pinagdilin-dilin ng gago nito eh. Ay, sorry.
Kaya nga, ang daming mga, ang daming implications kasi, ang daming implications, pwedeng grounds on, grounds on, anong tawag dito? Yung sinabi ni Sen kanina, grounds, yung pagde-delay, parang grounds to,
Parang kuwan yata. Basta.
grounds on, underground.
Underground. Bastos.
Hindi ko kaya. Hindi ko alam. Nakalimutan ko na.
Ako rin, kalimutan ko na rin. Pero parang mali siya. Parang mali i-delay. Alam mo, ito na.
Grounds in contempt ba yun? Parang ganon.
Oo. Ay, ito na, nagsasalita na sila. Nagsasalita na yung mga senator, mga lobby kicks.
Stakeholders, members of the Senate and the minority leader agreed that this representation would amend his motion per se, Mr. President. And so with that, Mr. President, at this juncture, may I move to refer the verified complaint for impeachment against Vice President Sara Duterte to the Committee on Rules. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. The motion is approved.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, in view of the referral of the verified complaint, may I respectfully move that the Senate President take his oath as presiding officer. I so move, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable De La Rosa?
Mr. President, just for a clarification, is it correct to assume that though the Senate President takes his oath today, and as you said, the members will be taking their respective oath tomorrow, but the impeachment court is not yet convened, and it is going to be convened on Wednesday, June 11. Am I correct, Mr. President?
What
For the
does
record, just for the record.
What does the movement say?
Yes, Mr. President, the distinguished gentleman from Davao and Bohol is correct, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr.
That is
President.
the intention of the movement, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the honorable
Just to, Mr. President,
Pimentel?
just to complete the thought of the...
You may proceed, sir.
Just to complete the thought of the latest motion of Senator Villanueva, it should, as the presiding officer of the impeachment court. Sige. And then, with the convening, Mr. President, I think tomorrow, when we take our oath, we are convened as the impeachment court. So, I don't know, that's my technical understanding, Mr. President, because the presiding officer will now call the impeachment court to session, and then the members will now take their oath as senator judges. So, that is already convening the court as far as this representation is concerned.
What does
Mr. President, if I may, Mr. President,
Senator Villanueva is recognized.
as the movement
You may
of the
proceed,
motion, Mr. President, I stand firm with the motion that I am proposing right now, as this came through out of the consultations made by this representation to a lot of members of the Senate, Mr. President. Just to put that on record.
But
just to clarify, this is akin or similar, Honorable Villanueva, to, for example, those who are newly elected to serve a term beginning January 30, 2025, who won in the last elections, where they can take their oath today,
Yes.
next week, or even for the past several days. But still, the term of their office will commence or begin on June 30. Would that be a good analogy?
Yes, Mr. President. You are correct, Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Honorable Marcos? Or nakatayo pala. What is the pleasure of the Honorable Revilla, Padilla, and then De La Rosa?
Ginoong Pangulo, gusto ko lamang pong malinawan sa salitang Tagalog na ang hudyat po ng ating mahal na kapatid na Senator Joel Villanueva na kayo po ay mag-oath. Hindi po ibig sabihin na tayo po ay naguhubad na ngayon ng sombrero ng pagiging legislative body, kung di tayo po ay hindi pa rin korte. Gusto ko lamang pong linawin.
Tama po, Ginoong Pangulo, ang binigkas ng ating kapatid Senator Robin Hood Padilla na hindi po natin hinuhubad ang ating sombrero bilang legislative body ng Senado, at hindi po tayo nagko-convene as an impeachment court.
Maraming salamat po. Yun lamang po, Ginoong
Honorable De La Rosa and then the Honorable Tolentino.
I just would like to be clarified, Mr. President. If it follows that after all the members of this body have taken their oath, it would automatically trigger the convening of the impeachment court. Therefore, I move that we make our oath on the 11th, Mr. President, as originally scheduled.
Mr. President, if I may, Mr. President.
Senator Villanueva.
To just clarify, Mr. President, the motion is for the Senate President. At this time, the motion at hand is that the Senate President would take his oath as the presiding officer of the impeachment court. The next motion that we agreed upon a while ago is for the members of the Senate, the senator judges, to take their oaths, Mr. President. But just the same, Mr. President, let me emphasize again, whether today or tomorrow's oath-taking, this representation was made to believe that we are not yet convening as a court.
I agree, Mr. President.
And we are to convene the impeachment court on Wednesday, June 11.
I agree, Mr. President.
That is the...
Senator Tolentino?
President, just to further clarify, Mr. President, the impending oath of the Senate President is, if I'm not mistaken, and the movement can clarify this, pursuant to Resolution 39, Section 3 of our rules, which states, and I quote the pertinent provision, the President of the Senate shall preside in all other cases of impeachment, and for that purpose be placed under the prescribed oath or affirmation by any person authorized by law to administer an oath. The same, Mr. President, is pursuant to the constitutional command under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 6, that when sitting for that purpose, referring to the impeachment, the senators shall be on oath or affirmation. Is that the correct clarification, interpretation, if I may ask the movant, Mr. President?
What does the movant say?
Yung po bang panunumpa ngayon ng ating Senate President ay sang-ayon sa Resolution number 39 patungkol sa impeachment proceedings at sang-ayon din sa Article 11, Section 3 patungkol po sa panunumpa ng Senate President at lahat ng senador kung magbubukas ang isang impeachment trial court. Yun lamang po.
Yes, Mr. President. The answer is in the affirmative, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
We can
Senator Pimentel is recognized.
since we are debating on the nature of the third motion, actually we're still on the second motion. Kaya nga. So maybe if we can wait for the third motion and then revive this topic, Mr. President.
I have no problem with that, Mr. President. And so I moved for the previous motion, Mr. President. The previous motion to the Senate President
And
to take his
Senator
oath.
Coco, you have no objection as to the clarification made by Senator De La Rosa earlier with respect to the second motion. Is that correct?
Because it is more appropriate for the third motion which has not
Yes.
been made, Mr. President. So mas nalilito tayo when we anticipate
So
the
there
third
is
motion.
no reservation as to the second motion of the gentleman from Bulacan for the chair to take his oath as presiding officer. Is that the understanding of the
Presiding
chair?
officer of the impeachment court. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Senator De La Rosa.
My clarification, Mr. President, was not yet forthrightly answered, Mr. President. Can this can the presiding officer give us a clear explanation as to whether or not we are convened right after all the members of this chamber have taken their oath? Because according to what we have discussed a while ago, that the convening of the court, of the impeachment court, shall proceed only on 11 or Wednesday.
That's no. We are still on the second motion, Honorable De La Rosa.
That is why, Mr. President, I that's a precondition. Because otherwise, that's my question is a precondition to your taking of
understood.
oath. Because if you say that it will trigger, then I will object to your to that motion.
Understood. Senator Cayetano, what
Sir
is your
President,
pleasure?
If it will help,
You may proceed, sir, if it will help.
in the same manner, Mr. President, that you said that parang po yung mga nanalo nung May election, June 30 pa naman sila mag-hold office pero pwede na sila mag-oath. If the Supreme Court was in recess now, but the President appointed 3, 4, 5, 6 justices, they can take their oath. At kahit 15 yan na sabay-sabay ng oath, it will not mean that they are convening the Supreme Court for another session. They will still be in recess. It will be either the law, which sets a date, or in our case, here in plenary, we will set the date kung kailan i-convene. So if it will help, so what will happen is you will take your oath tonight, then because we referred it to the Committee on Rules, then following precedents, which is part of our rules, then tomorrow, we will take our oath as a group, but yung pagko-convene, in accordance then with our agreement, and your notice will be on Wednesday. If we all accept that, our taking of our oath tomorrow will not trigger the convention of the of convening of the trial court. Of course, if we all agree today that after we take our oath it will convene, then it will convene. But if we all agree we will just be taking our oath today, it's no different than new appointees of the Supreme Court or the CA or the RTC taking their oath, then waiting till the recess is over before they convene. No, if we all accept that, Mr. President.
Senator Ontiveros is recognized.
Salamat po, Mr. President. Mr. President, mga kasama, ang ginawa natin, tinilad-tilad natin yung original motion ng minority leader. Dahil sa primary issue na ni-raise ng gentleman from Camarines Norte and BARM na dapat tulad ng naging practice nung nakaraang mga impeachment processes, bagamat wala sa rules, i-refer muna sa Committee on Rules. Mapagbigay po ang minority. Nakipag-usap po kami sa inyong lahat sa pamamagitan ng ating pamunuan. At pumayag po kami, pumasok po kami dun sa kasunduan na sige, i-refer na muna sa Committee on Rules. Ipasa ibang araw yung panunumpa nating lahat before the presiding officer, pero siya ay manunumpa bilang presiding officer ngayong gabi. Natural na epekto na kapag ngayong araw manumpa ang presiding officer, bukas ay tayong lahat naman manunumpa bilang senator judges, natural na epekto yun na we have constituted an impeachment court. Hindi yun po ang unang issue na ni-raise na prejudicial issue. Yun lamang na bakit hindi idadaan din sa Committee on Rules. Nagbigay na po ang minority dyan. Tinilad-tilad na po natin yung original motion na hindi muna mag-constitute as impeachment court ngayong araw, i-refer nga sa Committee on Rules gaya ng hiniling ng good gentleman from Camarines Norte and BARM. At ngayong gabi, yung presiding officer lamang manunumpa. Bukas, tayong lahat ng iba ay manunumpa. At yung unang aktual na araw ng trabaho ng trial court ay sa Miyerkules pa. So please, maging resonable naman po tayo at tumupad naman po sa mga kasunduan nung tayo ay ilang oras na nagbubuo ng kompromiso na handa na nating tanggapin dito. Tumupad na kami dun sa prejudicial concern na idaan muna sa Committee on Rules at iisa lang ang manunumpa ngayong gabi. Bukas, tayong lahat ng iba. There is no harm na nag-convene na tayo bilang korte bukas dahil wala pang gagawin ang korte bilang korte sa Miyerkules pa po. So I am appealing to the plenary, i-uphold naman natin yung pinaghirapan nating compromise nitong nakaraang 2 araw na tumupad dun sa unang issue na ni-raise ng good gentleman from Camarines Norte at BARM. Please lamang po mga kasama, palihog mga kauban. Salamat, Tabi, Mr.
Thank you,
President.
Senator Ontiveros. Senator De La Rosa is recognized.
Actually, Mr. President, the majority is kind enough para pagbigyan yung pakiusap ng minority. Na originally naka-schedule na tayo on May 11, yung ating lahat-lahat na gagawin. June 11, lahat natin gagawin. So, what's the difference kung yung aming pakiusap ay pagbigyan rin naman?
Mr. President, just a clarification.
With the permission of Senator De La Rosa, Senator Cayetano is recognized.
Just to clarify, and I beg the indulgence of the minority, everyone's in good faith kasi ang napag-usapan natin off the record, ipa-refer na natin tonight, mag-oath na si SP as presiding officer of the impeachment court. Tomorrow tayong mag-oath and then ituloy yung Wednesday. Yun yung agreement natin. We were silent on convening. So, good faith everyone because ang pagkaintindi naming marami na convening is a formal act. Hindi lang yung pag-oath na triggers that, di ba? Ang pagkaintindi pala ng minority is that, so I'm just saying, if we cannot agree, we cannot agree, but there's no bad faith in both sides. So please accept my explanation. Then we can agree or agree to disagree.
So, Mr. President,
Senator Pimentel is recognized.
if we look at practice, kasi nga, kaya kami nag-compromise na dun sa referral to the Committee on Rules out of practice, not out of the letter of our rules. If we remember correctly, for those of us present in the last impeachment proceeding held in the Senate, nag-oath po ang members ng Senado when the court was called to session, Mr. President. So it was a court session. Nag-oath tayo as members of the senator judges. So if we want practice, to follow practice, let us convene the court and take our oath. And then yun, siguro ang good faith agreement na lang natin, let that be the only agenda of the court on Tuesday. So you can ask our staff to check if what I'm saying is correct, that when we took our oath as senator judges, it was the court, the Senate as sitting as an impeachment court convened already, Mr. President. So yun po yun. So ganoon na lang, in good faith tayo, and then that's our we make it of record now that that's the only agenda of the court, and then Wednesday na po yung actual work as stated by the Deputy Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I
Senator
think
Cayetano
the misunderstanding comes from when to convene, because Senator Bato and whoever else have the same thinking. I was right to assume that Wednesday magko-convene, so he still has till tomorrow to decide whether he will give a privilege speech or make any motion depending on his gathering of his thoughts tonight. So kung mag-agree na tomorrow na magko-convene, that's why isa-signing ni Senator Bato is before mag-oath, he can take the floor. At sabi naman namin, well, anyone can take the floor based on personal and collective privilege, no? So dun po ngayon may konting stalemate, no? Because Senator Bato doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be put in a position that he voted that tomorrow magko-convene right after mag-oath, pero may privilege, may speech pa siya before that. Am I correct, Senator Bato? Yes. Baka impeachment na maging Bato pa. Kaya magsasalita muna si Senator Bato bago doon. So that's the problem in agreeing with the second and the third motion as of now.
So as not to belabor the point, with the permission of Senator Pimentel, the movement has already stated in the affirmative that the idea behind this motion, both for this representation, when this representation takes his oath, and when the other members of the chamber take their oath, is that we are not yet convening the impeachment court. So that was the answer of Senator Villanueva to the query, the movement, to the query of Senator Bato. That is the status. As stated by Senator Cayetano, there seems to have been a misunderstanding that was clarified, that indeed, in good faith, there was a misunderstanding with respect to the effects of that motion. But the status is that is the intent of the movement. Unless there are...
We cannot obsess over practice in the first motion and then abandon the practice on the third motion, Mr. President. So
I'm just saying that
practice ang ginamit to accommodate the first motion, and yet practice hindi observed sa third motion, which is when we take our oath as senator judges, the court is convened.
Unfortunately,
The
Mr.
movement
President,
doesn't.
if I may, Mr. President, unfortunately, we have yet to make any third motion, Mr. President.
Yes, precisely.
That's the thing, Mr.
Pero,
President.
I think
So
Senator De La Rosa has connected his vote on the second motion to
Yes.
the upcoming anticipated third motion, Mr. President.
And when this representation was asked, I already responded, Mr. President, that upon consultation with members of this August chamber, that was the agreement, Mr. President.
Again, to settle the issue, to abbreviate the proceedings as well, given the response of the Honorable Villanueva to the query of Senator Bato, and given the reservations of the Honorable Pimentel, do I take that as an objection to his second, or do you want to reserve the objection to the third motion? Because he already has answered. Can we proceed with the second motion without objection?
No, because we are being trapped, Mr. President. The minority is being trapped if we will not object to the third motion, which is the oath-taking of the senators as senator judges. Gusto nga namin convening of the court tonight, Mr. President. This is the product of an attempt to compromise the pending motion, Mr. President. So, with that, Mr. President, can we request for a minute suspension?
Session is suspended.
Naku po. Eto na nga. So, suspended pa
Medyo umiinit na. Wag lang
Oo,
uutot,
umiinit
ha?
na eh.
Wag lang uutot.
Shit ka mo. Ano ba yan, Mamun? Ba't ang random mo? Ba't nung umutot? Wala naman umutot.
Kailangan natin ano. Pero umiinit na yung sitwasyon ngayon sa Senado. So, parang nagsuspend. Parang naano nga yung tension sa tono ni Escudero tsaka ni Pimentel eh. Parang ano. So, marami ang...
Parang gusto nilang magalit eh. Alam mo
Oo
yun?
nga. Ayun, so
Natatawa
parang
ko kanina yung kay Cayetano, yung ano yun, yung sinabi niya kanina na
naging bato pa.
Oo.
kay Bato. Parang inano si Bato eh. Parang inaasar.
Bastos talaga eh. In a way, bastos talaga siya. Pero natatawa ko dun. Tapos, na-realize ko, this is, hanggang ano oras ba ang Senay? Hanggang ano oras sila? Na yun.
Ako minsan ninaabot yun ng alas 11. Pag di
Baka nyo
nila,
mag 12 a.m. Pag umabot na ng 12 a.m. tabo ko masasabi sa inyo, prime time na tayo niyan.
prime time na yung story time with Geometric.
Wala lang story sa Geometric na yun, bukas na.
Even today na lang eh, no?
Paungawan nyo na, mag-desisyon na kayo, gusto ko na mag-show. Yun na yung yan na yung thoughts ko na yun. Gusto ko na mag-show na yun. Ayoko na marinig yung boses ni Bato.
Pati na rin ni
Lalo ko na ayoko marinig yung boses ni marami dyan eh. Di ko gusto marinig yung boses dyan. Lalo na yung kay
Naalala ko nga, gumawa yung ate ko ng kasi di ba si Escudero din dati nag-guest sa Chris TV. Sabi, cheese, TV, baragang yung araw.
Di ba sa na yan, sa PBB yung asawa ni Chris?
Ayo.
Baka siguro dinidelay niya para makapunta din siya sa PBB. sorry.
Baka gusto niya din.
Mag-senate hearing doon sa PBB house.
Baka doon niya yung impeachment. Tatanungin niya yung mga housemates kung sino yung sino mag-deny. And the A, sabi.
Ruan ang mga housemates paano mag-good governance.
Ang bihirang yan. Alam mo, naging kontrabando na tuloy yung komentary natin.
Sige lang. Alas 8 na eh.
Yun, so guys, para
Tama-tama
Pernalya
yung
na po.
oras.
Para Pernalya na.
Ronaldo, bastos. Wag, baka makancel pa tayo niyan. Ako po.
Joke lang. Joke lang. Joke lang. Aray ko, sakit ang tagiliran ko.
Bastos.
Kinarma. Kinarma. Ayun, so, parang babalik na yata.
Ayan na, pabalik na yata sila siguro. Ay,
Okay, so,
kumalman na.
parang medyo naggano na eh. Si Risa parang chill na siya ngayon.
Huminga na maigi si Risa na yun, alam mo yun.
Ano eh, di niya kaya eh.
Kaya na siya maayos eh.
Kasi as of now, dalawa lang nga sa minority. So, sabi ko nga kanina, napaka-interesting nito kasi ang daming magiging sa tawag ba rito? Sa senator. Unang-una yung mga maka-Duterte na na-re-elect, tapos yan sila Bato. So umano ba si Bato ngayon? Tumakbo? Oo nga, tumakbo.
Tumakbo yun. I think siya yung I think siya yung top 3 or top 1.
Naalala ko tuloy, Tungtong Sahur daw.
Tungtong Sahur po.
Pangalawa, si Bongo, yung pinakauna. Tapos, si Marcoleta. Tapos, isa si Amy Marcos. Ayun, yung apat na yun.
Ito na, siguro maging interesting to kasi this will be probably the once and only time na ito yung impeachment trial na from the 19th Senate to the 20th Senate din siya matutuloy, 'di ba?
Oo. Ito, ulitin ko. Ayun. So, ang dami rin mga...
So, baka ang decision, baka ang initial decisions pa noon during the hearings from this day onwards until the 30th, baka magbago, baka hindi magbago. Depende lang talaga to sa paano ang pace. Paano ang pace na yon. And ano ba yung stance ng yung mga incumbent na mga senador, yung mga nanalo talaga eh.
Senators. At isa pang, naging ko pa rito, mayroon ding mga nadagdagan sa oposisyon, which is sina Bam Aquino tsaka si Kiko. Then, isa pang addition dito, yung sa House of Representatives. Ay, senator lang to, no? Senator lang nag-ano sa trial.
Senate lang din yata to eh.
Pero pwedeng mag-participate yung mga party list, mga kasama sa House of Representatives. Then, pwedeng pwede itong mag-participate yung Akbayan, yung mga bago ngayon. Yung Akbayan na may comeback.
Pati din yung party list ng brigada, baka meron silang representative dyan. Legit, nanalo sila eh.
Oo. Tsaka isa yung Tingog, yung favorite ni Terebi. Ay, sorry. Kasi nandun si Carle eh.
Sinukon ba yun? Ayun.
So, parang, wait lang, hindi ko maseryoso yung coverage natin.
Yung Duterte, tuloy pa ba sila
Ewan ko lang kung maano pa sila. Kasi nasuspend yung proclamation. Pero yun nga, napaka-interesting dahil ang daming nanatili. Tapos may nagbabalik. Muntik ko na masabi yung may magbabalik, may maglilingkod. Okay, so yun.
Hindi na to DZMM ha. Nasa DZYW tayo ha. DZYW FM 99.5 and DZYW AM. Sa AM na din tayo guys.
Oo nga. So yun nga,
ano yun? DZYW AM. I think yung frequency natin is ang frequency natin is 1026.
1026, parang Abante radyo lang
Din yung Abante, yung driver ng Abante doon sa mga fireman.
Ay, mali, 1206 pala yung sa Abante.
Ano yung problem? Ano yung 1006? 1026 AM Manila. Sorry guys, wala na kami matopic dito. Ayoko na mag-ano. Ay, DZAR pala yung kay Tim. Yung SMNI pala yun. Wag na lang. Naku
At
po.
least i-ano na lang natin, dating radio station ng ng NBC. Hindi NBC ng Amerika ha. NBC ng
Guys, record-breaking 8 viewers po na yung gabi sa ating special coverage. Maraming salamat na nakatutok dito lang sa ating special coverage. Magandang gabi, ako po si Gio.
At ito po ang inyong abang lingkod, Mamon. Wow. Makabang lingkod, akala mo politiko.
May ganun. May ganun.
May ganun. Ang birang yan.
Ayan, so parang yata. Okay, mga kaibigan, 8:45 po ng gabi. Mga kaibigan, sa punto po ito, parang hindi na yata matutuloy yung tambayang kwadro at saka yung story time. Hindi natin sure sa Cool FM. Ayun, nag-black
Iano
screen
natin na
ako.
special coverage yung 4 alas. Tambayan
4 alas.
Quadro. Wait lang, yung Tambayan Quadro ba hangout with Mamon Successor?
Ako yung hindi, magkaiba yung yung 8 PM, hati-hati yan eh. TRO.
Oo.
Komentaryong diretso, ganun. Tapos yung wala pang session adjourn eh. Oo, hindi talaga tayo matatapos. Siguro preempted lahat ng primetime programs eh. Baka siguro hanggang TNL pa yata yan eh.
Nako. Tapos mag-TTNL, tapos habang nagse-session adjourned, magkakwento.
Magkukwento tayo patungkol po sa accent ni Sorry na-notice ko lang, natatawa din kasi ako sa sa
Natatawa ako sa commercial ng LG na sinad ni Mami.
Ano ba yan?
Ang random. Okay, habang nag-ano tayo. So, kailangan natin medyo ibahin yung topic, tsaka kailangan natin mag-joke para syempre di rin tayo maburyong. Kasi, grabe.
May last switch tayo ng feed na yun. Tingnan natin yung feed ng Terra News. Parang wala pa yata.
Grabe, ang layo. Ang labo talaga, oh.
Ganun ba nangyari nung lumipat ng frequency sila?
Nako, parang lumabo nga.
Yung LBM.
Yung LBM, ang linaw-linaw nung pag-ano namin. Tapos pag-ano, ay naku po, lumabo. Naging 720p. Tapos yung SBC, ay yung Channel 4, nung lumipat ang SBC doon, luminaw.
Luminaw bigla eh. Kaya Channel 4 eh. Ito na bakit kasi naka-analog effect yung ating feed natin? Ano ba nangyari? Ano ba? May sira pa yung wire natin sila. Ano ba nangyari? Yung satellite ba nila meron bang diferensya? Ano ba yung feed nila?
May technical difficulties. Silang dekada nang may technical difficulties.
Pastos. Ayun na, luminaw na yata. Ayan, luminaw.
Pakiayos mo yung antena. Hindi yata.
Ayusin yung antenna, TOC. Mga kaibigan, grabe yung mga headlines sa ilalim. Okay. Diyos ko. Gumamit sila ng equipment galing Venezuelan government, sabi
Bastos.
Grabe naman yan, ganyan.
Kaya
Venezuelan government.
Biglang nag-upgrade.
Ano yan? Yan ba yung ni-retire? Yan ba yung ni-retire na Yan ba yung ni-retire na mga equipment ng VTV? Ganun ba? Okay, mga viewers po natin, nag-joke time tayo na yun. Nag-joke. Ano ba ito si Pode? Nag-joke time tayo na yun kasi wala tayong magawa, wala tayong mag-commentate kasi totoo lang, dapat hindi tayo pwede mag-ganon yun eh. News coverage show, hindi dapat tayo kaya mag-joke time tayo. Ayan, joke lang
sila. Ba't may tawag ba rito? Ba't may grow a garden?
Grow a garden? Grabe naman yan. Ano ba, naglalaro ba sa Senado na yun, yung grow a garden na yun?
Siguro yung mga nag-grow a garden habang
Siguro habang hinihintay nila, naglalaro pa sila ng grow a garden eh.
Oo.
Di natin sure.
Okay, so guys, siya nga pala parang comeback ko rin as full time kasi tapos na yung thesis ko at defended na rin.
Wow. Ay, alam mo, announcement ko lang sa inyo to ha. Pero effective June 14, 2025, magtatapos na po legit ang May Tulugan. Ang kapalit po ay ang Storytime with Geometric. Ang rason ko bakit ako nag-retire at bakit ko tinapos itong programa na yan ay gusto ko lang mag-rest during Fridays and Saturdays. Dagdag ko lang sa rest ko sa
Okay, so ako na lang yata yung magpupuyat ng nung Sabado.
Ikaw na magpupuyat ng Sabado.
Pero ano naman,
Limited
limited episodes lang naman din kasi malapit na rin ako mag-internship eh. Kumbaga, pupunan ko lang yung oras ko habang wala pang habang hindi pa nagsisimula ang internship ko.
Ayun.
Ewan ko nga kung... Pero pag magpe-farewell wala pong pagpepli ng teleradyo bumper music, wala pong... Huwag niyong papapasukin si Perel. At...
Hindi, para sigurado talaga na hindi talaga Terry, pakimute lahat ng mga sources ng music.
Maliban lang yun sa pinapatugtog ko ngayon, ay medyo kasi pwede ring mapalitan eh. Naalala ko.
Hindi, ang gawin na lang natin para sigurado na walang mga hijack, walang mga gago dito. Therapy, next time, i-mute lahat ng sources ng music, voice, i-mute mo silang lahat. Hindi mo i-mute na sa server mute, pero yung mute lang as in mute na lang sa Discord client. Bahala din sila marinig.
Tapos,
importante na state ni Mamon ang sinabi niya.
Okay, so, ayun, at isa pa, ako na mag-i-stream mismo ng para walang kaagaw.
Walang kagaga eh. Kasi kayo lahat ng mga cool DJ, mga bastos talaga kayong lahat. Alam mo yun?
Ay, anong N-word dim?
Oy, wait lang, manahimik ka. Grabe naman sa mga racist talaga dito sa booth natin. Alam mo, mga racist talaga dito eh.
Kaya tayo na-suspend din ng ilang araw eh.
Guys, sabi daw ni Tien, nagtakbong candidate bilang moderator, junior moderator na... Ayusin niyo yung antena ninyo.
Ayusin. Wait lang, umuulan kasi kaya nagkakaganyan yung antena nila.
Sorry guys, work from home ako na yun. Ayan. So,
alam kong maulang Terebi, pero mag-upgrade ka naman sa DTV, oh.
So sabi ni Tien na tatakbo siya bilang junior moderator. Ang platforms niya ay YouTube and Discord.
Oo nga naman, platform yun.
At andyan na yun sa audience natin dito sa Discord, si Stephen Liwanag del Sol at si Foden Roa. Parang bukas meron na yatang titirahin ito si Foden Roab eh. Nakikinig lang sa atin para magkawa siya ng inspiration. Ayun. So, hindi updated equipments namin. Sure diha.
Ba't tayo naka-analog, te? Kung
tingnan mo yun, wait lang. Switch tayo ng feed. TOC, switch ng feed. Switch ako ng feed. Pa yata nagsimula, no? Mamaya pa yan magsimula. Naku, gusto ko nang kumain.
Kumain ka na muna habang nagko-komentaryo tayo dito.
Ayun,
kaya
wait lang.
Mag-com break ng 20 minuto.
Mag-commercial muna tayo.
20 minutes
Therapy, alam mo naman. Mag-commercial muna tayo. Wala na tayong pera. Guys, mga kaibigan, wala na po kaming pira. Magbabalik ang ating special coverage ng Cool News.
Serving the stories that care for you. This is your station. This is home. This is Cool FM.
Trust. It's a bond that is nurtured for years, from generation to generation. At Asphere, our greatest accomplishment is earning the trust of millions of satisfied users in the Philippines alone. Making life cool and comfortable for over 100 years now. Asphere, the air conditioning expert. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Asphere's Aircon. Tried, tested, trusted by an asparagus.
Ang mas masarap na pizza ay andito na. Dream Cars Pizza, the finest pizza in the Philippines. Rich sauce, crispy crust, smooth creamy cheese, maraming toppings to choose from. And not only that, may frozen pizza rin sila. Take your pizza on the go. Dream Cars Pizza. We make the pizza the Dream Cars way.
For deliveries, call 141-9191. That's 141-9191.
Dream Cars Frozen Pizza are also available in supermarkets near
Dream Cars Pizza. We make pizza the Dream Cars way. Call 141-9191 for deliveries. Also available, Dream Cars Frozen Pizza in supermarkets near you.
Dream Car Karaoke po, tuwing pagising mo sa umaga, kailangan mo ng kapeng gigisingin ka sa tapang at sarap.
Tikman ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee.
Tama-tama lang ang tapang at sarap.
Tikman na ang lasa ng bayan sa bagong Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Masarap na coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee.
Also available, Kapinoy Coffee 3-in-1 and Pure Creme. Bili na sa inyong mga suking tindahan.
Kapinoy Coffee. If it's coffee, it's Kapinoy Coffee from FES Manufacturing Corporation.
Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart. Ang sarap ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Subukan niyo na ang Melody Mart Onigiris. Maraming feelings na pwedeng pagpilian. May classics, locals, at premium feelings na suwag magpapasaya ng sanyo.
Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart. Overload onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Biking, meron ulit tayong Overload Onigiris na mas pinalaki, mas maraming feelings.
Price starts at 55 pesos. Bumili na ng onigiri sa Melody Mart.
Melody Mart Onigiris. Price starts at 55 pesos. Available in Melody Mart outlets nationwide.
Melody Mart, your everyday vibe for convenience.
Madalas nangangasim ang tiyan? Maaring acid yan. Pag may acid, Suprasid. Tandaan ang United Home Suprasid.
Unilab yan. Sodium bicarbonate is the generic name of United Home Suprasid. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Oh, napagod sa school? Oh!
Tanghalian na, ang pampasigla. Tara na, refresh na. Pag may pagsumisigla, la. May fruity goodness na. Siksik pa sa sustansya. Kaya tanghalian na. Pasiglahin ang tanghalian.
There's a lot of choices to make when buying a car. Fun or performance. An upgrade or a classic. Power or comfort. Why choose when the Hyundai Tucson Hybrid has it all? Get the full performance of the hybrid turbo engine and e-motion drive system, the full efficiency of smart regenerative braking, and the full safety features of Hyundai Smart Sense. Get it all with the new Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. Make your smart shift today. Also available in diesel and gasoline.
To learn more, visit www.hyundai.com/ph or any Hyundai dealership near you.
Goodbye to me, Masya. Hello, Bright Bar Blue. Isang labanan yan. Bright Bar Blue.
Pride Bar Blue with powerful stain-away enzymes. Malupit magtanggal ng dumit mancha pero di masakit sa kamay.
Goodbye to me, Masya. Hello, Bright Bar Blue. Isang labanan yan.
Tested ang cotton and polycotton. Sa mancha, malupit. Sa kamay mo, mabait. Pride Bar Blue. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified. World-class quality.
ACS, we choose the way we are. We wanna choose what's true. The best place to start is to feel what's real to you. Cause when you choose your true, your choice becomes your voice. So choose your true. Cause tama ang GSMU. Choose your true love. Your true passion. Choose your true. One time to take action. Choose your true. Kasama ang GSMU.
Ikaw, what's
your true. Drink responsibly.
Kakain ka na lang, pinagtaya mo pa? Pusta de peligro yan! Uutang ka pa para makapaglaro? Pusta de peligro yan! Hindi ka na makabayad ng bills kakahabol ng talo? Pusta de peligro yan! Ang gaming, dapat fun lang. Pag pusta de peligro na, pause na muna. Digi Plus is the parent organization of Bingo Plus, Arena Plus, and Game Zone. Visit pagcor.ph/regulatory or email keepitfun@pagcor.ph. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Cool FM #1 sa tanan. Cool FM #1. What's going on, guys? Ako po si Geometric Tomato. Welcome. Cool FM, Cool FM, Cool FM, Cool FM, Cool FM.
Mula sa TVH Group of Networks, ito ang inyong himpilan. Ito ang inyong tahanan. #1 sa Mega Manila.
Wow, very informational. Grabe, Lars, napa-inform ako.
Broadcasting live from Cool FM. This is koolNews Today.
Ayun guys, at recess pa rin po sa Senate.
Oo, napakasarap kumain na yun.
Okay, recess na po ngayon sa Senate, kaya hanggang
Nandiyan
ngayon.
ang commentarista na si Pre Apple Tomito, nandito na yun sa ating stage. Nandito din si Foden Rov na titira naman bukas at si Stephen Liwanag del Sol na on rest na yun sa TNL.
Ayan, so kasama natin.
Alas 9 na po.
Alas 9 na, matatapos na to. Uy, tapusin nyo na. Para makapag-show
Tapusin nyo na. Gusto ko na mag-story with Geometric.
Alam mo, nung hearing ni Alice ko, umabot ng alas 12. Parang meeting, hearing yata ni Alice ko, hearing kay Digong. Inabot ng alas 12. Kinakabahan ako, pati rin.
Yan ako, sabi sa inyo, tugi tayo dito, pre.
Grabe,
umabot ng alas 12, prime time na.
Guys, kahit din sa church conference, ganyan din, inaabot din ng ilang oras.
Cool FM, Cool News prime time na. Diba yung Cool News prime time na yun, alas 12 na madaling araw.
Alas 12 pa, tapos may Haven Today pa.
Oo.
Yung sa DZMM
naman,
niya,
alauna tayo mag-coverage, tuloy-tuloy pa yan.
Diyos ko naman.
Dahil lang hindi sila maka-agree ano ba yung bla 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 bla.
Nag-overnight ba kayo sa thesis? Nag-thesis ba kayo?
Parang thesis yata nila na yun eh. Group project, 16 ka ba?
Parang nagagahol na sila. Nagagahol na sila mag-submit. Kasi malapit na daw sa vision ganon.
Malapit ang deadline, malapit na kasi ang deadline.
Mr. President,
The Honorable Villanueva is recognized.
Mr. President, may I reiterate my previous motion, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that the Senate Secretary, Mr. President, I move that the Senate President will now take his oath as the presiding officer of the impeachment proceedings, Mr. President. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. Motion is the motion is approved. Chair would like to call on the Senate Secretary to ascend the rostrum to administer the oath.
Yata nila, guys.
Sir, dito kayo, sir.
Sir, please raise your right hand and repeat after.
Wala mic, sir.
Okay na, sir. Importante kayo na matinig.
I, Francis Cheese G. Escudero,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that in all things appertaining to
that in all things appertaining to
the trial of the impeachment of
the trial of the impeachment of
Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte,
Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte,
now pending, I will do impartial justice
I will do impartial justice
according to the Constitution
according to the Constitution
and laws of the Philippines.
and laws of the Philippines.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Mr. President.
Senator Villanueva.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, may I respectfully move that the senator judges take their oath at 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow, June 10, 2025. And again, reiterate, Mr. President, what this representation made mention a while ago, that after the oath taking of the senator judges, the court will be constituted but not convened yet, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
Duly noted and entered into the records. Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. President, a while ago during the parliamentary discussions prior to your oath-taking ceremony, Mr. President, this representation noticed and heard during several instances the word agreements, whether that referred to something or not. Mr. President, just for our transcript purposes and for the Journal of the Senate, I move to strike out the word agreements in our transcripts and substitute the same with the phrase constitutional provisions or constitutional requirements in order to reflect that the subject matter discussed a while ago is governed not by consensual agreements but by binding legal obligations emanating from the Constitution itself. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. Motion is approved without prejudice to amendments further being made to the journal before we approve them. We approve it rather.
Pwede na? Pwede na? Can I make a manifestation? Mr. President, 1 minute suspension.
Session is suspended.
Yun pala.
Tapos na ba?
Session suspended daw eh.
Mr. President, the Honorable Joel Villanueva is seeking the floor. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Villanueva is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. President, before our short manifestation, may I just be allowed, Mr. President, to show a 1-minute video presentation, Mr. President, because today we are celebrating the victory of our young boys, age under 16 years old, who were champions of Southeast Asia Basketball League, Mr. President. Undefeated basketball team.
This tournament has been staged. The Philippines takes the gold medal in the under-16 Siyama qualifiers.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Bilang may akda ng Adopted Resolution number 260, tayo po ay lubos na natutuwa at nagagalak na makasama po natin ngayong gabing ito ang koponan na nag-uwi ng makasaysayang pang-anim na sunod na gintong medalya ng Pilipinas sa Siyaba Under-16 Cup, ang Gilas Pilipinas Youth. Kasama po nila, Ginoong Pangulo, ang ating kaibigan at PBA legends na sina Head Coach L.A. Tenorio at assistant coaches Richard Del Rosario at Gabe Norwood. Alam niyo po, Ginoong Pangulo, espesyal para sa representasyong ito ang paglahok ng Pilipinas sa torneo ng Seyaba. Dahil tayo po, Ginoong Pangulo, ay naging miyembro ng national team na lumaban sa kauna-unahan na Seyaba Championship noong 1994 sa Johor, Malaysia sa ilalim po ni Coach Virgil Villavicencio. Kaya naman po, Ginoong Pangulo, buong puso nating binabati at binibigyang pugay ang napakagagaling na mga manlalaro ng Batang Gilas na sinungkit ang gintong medalya sa Seyaba Under-16 Cup. Sila po ay sina Jeremiah Antolin Jr., Nixon Cabanyero na mula po sa aking alma mater UST, Prince Carino, Everrain Cruz, Carl Gabriel de los Reyes, ang MVP ng torneo, Mr. President, Justin Halyare, Mel Jello Lumage, Chris Paul Miranda, kasama po niya ang kanyang tatay si Denok Miranda na ating kaibigan. Kasama din po, Ginoong Pangulo, si Luisito Joel Jolo Pascual, Travis Gabriel Pascual, John Raven Restificar, Ethan David Tanchi, Samuel Nomso Esomchi, Clark Dwayne Cobuntin, at Brian Orca Jr. Ginoong Pangulo, Mr. President, these players gave their all and showcased their unparalleled skill and teamwork, sweeping, Mr. President, sweeping all the games and dominating the gold medal match against Indonesia with a commanding 70-40 victory, which we were humbled to have the opportunity to watch live. From their impenetrable defense that turned stops into easy transition points, to their well-executed half-court plays, we believe, Mr. President, that we have a very promising young national team on our hands. We can't wait for more greatness to unfold under the leadership of Coach L.A. Tenorio. Their win also secured our spot in the 2025 FIBA Under-16 Asia Cup, which will take place in Mongolia next month. Muli, Ginoong Pangulo, sa bawat manlalaro ng Batang Gilas, saludo po kami sa inyo. We and the millions of basketball enthusiasts across the world will continue to support you and cheer for you as you proudly play for the Philippines in your next competition. Muli, mabuhay ang Batang Gilas, mabuhay ang mga atletang Pilipino. Maraming salamat, Ginoong Pangulo, at pagpalain tayong lahat ng ating Panginoong Diyos.
The Senate would like to congratulate the members of the Philippine Men's National Under-17 basketball team, Gilas Pilipinas. Of course, the chair would also like to congratulate the coach, who is one of the superstars of the Philippine Basketball Association, and of course, who hails from the Ateneo. When you're an Atenean, you must be good. Yes, Majority Leader,
Mr.
no offense
President,
meant because you're a Lasalite, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I was more hold to be in a Jesuit institution longer, Mr. President, for the record. Next to deliver his manifestation of support for the Gilas Youth is Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Bongo is recognized.
Mr. President, sports muna tayo. As chairman of the Committee on Sports and the Committee on Youth, as one of the authors of a similar resolution, I would like to congratulate the Gilas Pilipinas Youth National Basketball Team for winning the gold in the FIBA Under-16 Asia Cup, SEABA, or the Southeast Asia Basketball Association qualifiers last May 30, 2025. Mr. President, the team dominated the tournament with an undefeated record, demonstrating excellence and superior skills, reflecting the Philippines' deep basketball talent and passion for the sport. At congratulations rin po sa ating mga idol na si Coach L.A. Tenorio, Gabe Norwood, Richard Del Rosario, at sa lahat po ng members po ng team na nabanggit po kanina, no, ang ating MVP from Batangas, kababayan natin. At siyempre, sa aking teammate sa Senate Sentinels na si Senator Joel Villanueva, ang ating former member po ng national team. The outstanding performance of the Gilas Pilipinas Youth Team has secured the country's qualification for the prestigious FIBA Under-16 Asia Cup in Mongolia In July, further cementing the Philippines' status as a basketball powerhouse in the Southeast Asian region. Mr. President, their victory serves as an inspiration to millions of Filipino youth, encouraging them to pursue their passions and excel not only in sports but also in life. At naniniwala po tayo na isang paraan po ang sports na ilayo po ang ating mga kabataan sa masasamang bisyo. Get into sports, stay away from drugs to keep us healthy and fit. Makakaasa po kayo sa patuloy nating suporta sa atletang Pilipino mula sa grassroots hanggang sa international competitions. Thank you, Mr. President, at congratulations po sa Gilas Pilipinas Under 16.
Thank you, Senator Bongo. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, next to make a manifestation of support to deliver his message is Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. I move that he be recognized.
Senator Bato de la Rosa is recognized.
Mr. President, Senator de la Rosa prefers that his manifestation be inserted in the record.
The message of Senator de la Rosa is hereby inserted into the records.
Mr. President, I move for a minute suspension so that our Gilas youth can have a picture taking.
Session suspended. May we request the members of Gilas Pilipinas to ascend to the rostrum, please.
Ayun na, sige, suspended na. Tapos na yung coverage natin. Pamute muna tayo. Okay. As you know, nag-oath na. Ibig sabihin, bukas, 4 o'clock ng hapon, taking ng mga, tama ba? Tama ba, Mon?
No, sabi ni, taking ng mga Senate, nakalimutan ko na.
Basta
4
4 o'clock
a.m.
bukas.
4 a.m. tuloy. 4 p.m. Napakaaga naman. 4 a.m. 4 p.m. Ganyan. So, magkano yung taking ng mga senador. Okay, so
Yay,
sino magko-closing?
Sa wakas, pwede na tayo mag-show.
Grabe.
Ayun,
Pwede po ba mag-overtime management? Para naman po mapagbigyan natin si Gio. Paubos na yung oras eh.
Hindi, ito na masabi sa inyo, para hindi kayo mabitin, hindi ako mag-show na yun. Ayoko na mag-coverage. Bukas na lang tayo.
Ako na lang sa Cool FM Cool FM hangapin naman daw. Mamaya sa TNL.
Uy, nakita ko kanina yung feed natin. Okay na yung feed natin. Very good, Terby. Inayos na yung antena.
Napa-premature comeback no?
At yun na nga, nagtatapos ang ating special coverage ng koolNews mula alas 6 ng gabi hanggang 9:17 na po ng gabi. Maraming salamat sa nakatutok dito lang sa ating Cool FM, sa ating Cool AM 1026 AM at pati na rin sa Cool TV. Ako si Gio. Pagod na ako. Pwede na akong Mamon, hoy. Uy, ako si Gio. Ikaw na.
Ako si Gio. Ako si Mamon. Ako si Mamon. Presence of mind, self. Okay. Maraming salamat po. At kaya pa, Gio.
Maraming salamat sa nakaano dito na yung araw. Susunod na tambayang kwadro. Susunod na tambayang kwadro kasama ang ating 4 plus 2. Kaya 6 kabuok.
Equals 7. Ay, El Shaddai pala yun.
Shaddai yun. Maraming salamat at magandang gabi, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Wala pong story time na yung gabi.
Uy, ayun.
Mukhang sandali lang tayo dito, no?
Stories that care for you. This is